Welcome to Art That Plays and Prays. If you're new to this channel, let me introduce myself. I'm Ginger and I'm so glad you're here. Today's episode is not a step-by-step tutorial. It's just a flip through of a junk journal project I did off camera. It took me several days to build this altered book, so I didn't take videos of the process. But I intend to explain how I put these together, and hopefully this journal setup will give you enough ideas to inspire you to create your own. Now, for starters, I picked an old hardcover book that I didn't need anymore. Then I gently tore off pages to make room for all the collages and embellishments that I added later on. If you decide to use a book to make a junk journal, don't throw away all the pages you tear off, because you can coffee stain them and use them later on as embellishments. Now, the main concept behind this altered book and junk journal is collaging. It's simple mixed media collaging. So for those of you who may not be familiar with collages, let me put it in simpler terms. It's just cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste. And for that, I used Mod Podge. If you don't have Mod Podge, any type of glue will do. Also, you can't make a collage without paper, so to do that, I collected tons of magazines and books and cut them up. I gathered old scrapbook paper, some fabric from old clothes, tags from clothes I bought, pages from an old dictionary, a few index cards and notebook paper. I even kept old invoices or boarding pass and tickets from previous travels. And if you notice on the cover, I used a bracelet and attached them with a safety pin. For this journal cover, I tore up fabric from an old dress. The front pocket was from my daughter's denim pants that she outgrew. And the cover was not sewn in. I just glued them together with a heavy-duty craft glue. The random cross stitches and running stitches you saw were just added there to sort of attach the denim pocket to the floral fabric, but those stitches didn't touch the hardcover of the book. The pocket is a nice place to store bookmarks. I also intended it as storage for a pen, so I can sort of carry this book anywhere and journal anytime. Now, talking about coffee staining, most of the materials I use in this altered book had a dose of caffeine from my leftover carafe. Coffee staining is a great technique to use if you want a vintage feel in your pages, and it's easy to do. Coffee marks add texture to paper, and because they're random, you get unique paper all the time. To learn how to coffee stain paper, I have another video which I'll link in the description below. But it's pretty easy. If I may just explain it, just spread your paper in a baking sheet, pour some leftover brewed coffee on the tray, and make sure all your sheets of paper are soaked wet. Then put that baking sheet in the oven. I usually bake at around 325 or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes. But I check the paper around the 20-minute mark to see if it's drying well. Then I adjust the timer if the paper is still too wet, like add 10 more minutes or so. Coffee staining is fun because you'll never know what you'll get until the paper is dry. The liquid goes wherever it wants to flow, and it will leave marks in whichever way it wants. They're very random. So that's what I did in this junk journal, and you can see the brown stains in almost every page. But not all the brown stains you find there were from the coffee. I also used ink and sometimes acrylic, and I kind of used my finger to just spread them around. The stamp pads like Distress inks from Tim Holtz, I use them. It just kind of cover the edges of all the pages and the sheets of paper I have here that were not touched by the coffee. Okay, so just to add some vintage look into it. Now, I created this altered book mainly as a prayer journal, so as you may have noticed, I made sure that I have enough journaling spaces. Some are hidden in accordion inserts, like I just randomly tore them with my hand. The papers, I just tore them my hands and folded them accordion style. Some are in postcards or little notebooks hidden in pockets. Some journaling spaces are behind the tags. There are also many visible spaces for writing, and some that will surprise you when you open flaps. I wanted to add as much variety as possible, so I hope this video can give you plenty of ideas to kickstart your own project. Now, I've shown several little booklets in this journal. If you want to learn how to make one, now check out another video I made in this channel, and the link is also below in the description box. I removed about half the original pages from this book, but as you can see by adding collage elements, I fanned out the pages to make this journal very fat and bulky. On hindsight, I should have torn off more pages and left only about a third or a fourth of the book, but I didn't want to do that for fear of loosening the spine too much that the book binding will be destroyed, because most books are not sewn in. Most are bound by glue only, and therefore they're very weak. So be careful. At some point while building this junk journal, some of my finished pages did fall off out of sheer weight, but if that happens to you, don't panic. There's an easy fix for that, and it's called glue. Just glue back the page and you're good to go. Now, towards the end of the book, this altered book, when I realized that I can't stuff more collage papers and found objects in it, I just decided to paint the pages. So you'll see I threw in all sorts of acrylic paint or distress inks there. I didn't overthink these pages. I didn't even use the paintbrush. I just dipped my fingers on paint and spread them all over intuitively, pretty much like finger painting that kids do. Then I drew coats and this cute Victorian house just to decorate the page. You'll find a lot of handwritten quotes in this journal. Like I mentioned, this is my prayer journal, so the inspirational quotes you find here, they came from my personal reflections and time with the Lord. It's good practice to write down what you receive in prayer, so you can return to these promises and find hope when you need them. If you want to view some of my other prayer journals to get ideas and inspiration, I have another video for it and it's linked down below. Feel free to check them out too. Okay, that's it for this episode of Art That Plays and Prays. I hope this video was helpful to you. Thanks for supporting me. I really appreciate it. I actually only have a few faithful subscribers, but I'm grateful for each of you who decided to follow this channel. My prayers are with you. Okay, so again, this is Ginger. Bye for now. Until next week, God bless you.